Welcome, everybody. John Zegar. JohnZagar.com. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. So, here on the eastern slope, the sun's out. Not a cloud in the sky, but it's cold. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I guess it says 32 in the truck is what it's saying, but I think it's a little colder than that. Drinking some iced tea. Had a cup of coffee earlier. I guess that was around 2 o'clock or something like that. 2 in the morning. I got up and went out and had a cup of coffee. But right now I'm just drinking iced tea. So it's fine. Wanted to talk a little bit about what happens and how it happens that we get sick. It's pretty well known that we make ourselves sick. It's pretty well known that genetics, excuse me, I have a cold. Genetics pretty much has nothing to do with it. At least in terms of diseases, terminal illnesses. I just can't find any research that talks about genetics causing those problems. But we, through the way we think, act, and feel, produce illness and sickness in ourselves. That can be terminal, long term, right? And I'm kind of wondering how many people actually spend time working on that issue. There's a lot of sick people out there with a lot of various illnesses, sicknesses, diseases, ill health of different kind, for that matter, mental and physical. And I don't hear a lot of people talk in terms of, I did that to myself. I hear people talk about, I'm sick, I have this, that, or the other thing, and, my family had that kind of stuff. And that's probably where it came from. Excuse me. I'm at the tail end of a cold. It was kind of a chest cold that I got. And nothing terminal. Nothing genetic. But I sure don't discount the fact that the way I think, act, and feel sometimes didn't create my cold, my chest cold, my head cold. It has to come from somewhere, and I'm sure I'm probably the culprit. So, when we get sick, maybe we should be looking in terms of, what did I do? How was I acting? How was I thinking prior to? What were my thoughts, actions? How was I feeling? How was I feeling about myself? How was I feeling about life? How was I feeling about the way the world affairs seemed to be going? science says that over 80% of our 70,000 thoughts that we have every day are negative. So, if you actually stop long enough to process what I just said, that we have approximately 70,000 thoughts every day. Most of them are repetitious. We had them yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before, probably the year before. And over 80% of those thoughts are negative thoughts. You don't have to wonder how you got sick. You don't have to wonder how you got ill, how you got a disease, how life is not going according to Hoyle. So, none of this stuff is genetic. There's quite a few, very reputable research scientists on the internet that talk fluently and regularly about what I just said. And the consultants, the people I'm thinking about on the internet, as well as myself, with clients that we try to talk about, you have 70,000 thoughts, 80% of those are negative. Why do you think you're sick? Why do you think you're here? Why do you think you're talking to me? Why are you rough around the edges? Why do you lack being positive? Psychology kind of goes against some of that. And what psychology taught me many, many, many years ago is that it's important for you to get your feelings out. Talk about them. So, an example of that might be that you're in a relationship, you're at home with your family, you're growing up, you're struggling with relationships at school, at work, and it causes you to feel pretty negative. And when you go see someone, be it a therapist or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or you go to some sort of treatment facility, they want you to talk about it. That's what they did in the past. Neuroscience, which is obviously a lot more recent, talks a little differently. They give you the science behind why you're negative, like I just did. I just gave you the science behind why you're negative. It's a lot easier to process. It's a lot easier to take a different direction. To stop before it gets uncontrollable. I don't have a problem with expressing feelings. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with allowing the expression of those feelings to get too far down the road to where they start doing damage to you, the other person, and the people around you. That's called collective consciousness. And that's one of the reasons that good people get sick. It's one of the reasons good people get a disease. It's one of the reasons good people get a disease and die. Down-regulating those disease genes has to do with stopping the negative thoughts. Let me say that one more time. So down-regulating the disease genes out of your body as you sit in hospice waiting to die in a week or two is stopping the negative thoughts. You got 70,000 thoughts today. 80% of those are negative. You might want to stop thinking all that negativity. You may not end up in hospice. You may end up down-regulating the diseased genes. God bless everybody. Look forward to talking to you again. Take care of one another, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.